Hello.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. What about you?
I'm fine, thank you. What is your name?
My name is Cambly. I'm from India. What's
Okay.
your name and where are you from?
My name is Sadia, and I'm from the United States.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm. And where in India are you from?
I'm from Maharashtra.
Where's that? I've never heard of it.
Okay. It's just like the middle part of Maharashtra, just close to the middle part of Maharashtra. Have you
Okay.
been to India?
No, I've never been before. I've been, but never India. Mm-hmm. Okay. So tell me today, would you like to have a conversation or would you like to do a lesson?
Uh, Today I didn't decide anything. Actually, it's my first day on Cambly. I have subscribed
Oh.
Cambly for 3 months. So I'm planning
Mhm.
to take lesson for IELTS, but I thought initially before few days I'll just talk to the different people, and then when
Mhm.
I'll like certain teachers, then I'll reserve my lessons with them, and then I'll start
Okay.
IELTS.
Well, I think that's a great idea. So let me explain how Cambly works a little bit, show you around the site, and give you ideas and suggestions for how to use it so you can make it most effective for you.
Please,
Okay?
please guide.
And if I speak a little too quickly, please let me know. Sometimes I do that, but
Yeah,
just let me know.
it's all right.
All right. So first, I will share with you. Cambly has many lessons. I don't know. Have you had a chance to review the courses section of Cambly?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, let me show you that. Um, oh, wrong one. Sorry. Okay. Oh, I did it again. Why is it doing that? Sorry.
It's
Sorry. I
okay because
apologize.
I'm using my mobile. Today I'm not using my laptop. Its camera is not working properly, so it's
Oh
not
no,
that.
it's not. It's not yours. It was me. Okay. All right. So when you go on the website, and
Okay.
it's in slightly different places depending on whether you're on your mobile or the tablet or the website. But you have a tab that says tutors and a tab that says courses. When you go to the courses section, there's many different lesson plans here. And
Okay.
since you said you were practicing for the IELTS, it would be best if you scroll down to the bottom and there's IELTS speaking practice lessons. Okay.
Okay.
So when you click on one of these here, it will open up and there are many lessons inside. And so this lesson is a IELTS practice test and there's a lot of slides you can go through and they explain to you different words that you can use to help with the vocabulary and phrases. And there's practice lessons inside here as well. It
Okay.
explains how the test works, how they grade for the test, so what parts you need to work on, which are most important. And then there's like questions that you can do with the tutor to like pretend that you are doing the test. And
Okay.
so these are very helpful. Okay.
Okay. 3 months are enough to take IELTS to do IELTS practice.
Say that one more time.
Is it enough? I have subscribed for 3 months, but I'm planning to practice for 2 months. Is it enough for IELTS practice?
I think so, based on the little bit of speaking I've heard you do just now. It should be enough for you. For some other people who are maybe not as advanced, they might need more time. But what you want to focus on mostly is here, I'll open one for you so you can see IELTS exam practice one, and we'll do holidays and vacations. Okay.
So
So when you
after talking to me, do you think that 2 months or 3 months that time span is enough for me to learn
I
IELTS?
think so. Yes, based again, I've only been speaking to you for a moment. I haven't heard you say a lot, but so far, I would say yes. I think it's fine. Okay. Um, so here they just explain the test. There's 3 parts to the test. Where the examiner has a list of 3 topics and a total of 12 questions. Okay. And then the student has 1 minute to prepare each part, and then you usually get 1 or 2 minutes to answer the question. Okay, so they give you 1 minute to think about how you want to answer it, and then you have to answer, and they time you. Okay. And then the 3rd part, the examiner will ask the student to speak more broadly about general world views. Usually they will provide you with a topic and you have to give a longer explanation, but some people will allow you to pick. Okay.
I have seen few videos on YouTube also. They are guiding in structure of the exam. Examiners conducted test and many things. And one another thing, I think we have to learn so many vocabulary, new vocabulary, means advanced vocabulary, verbal, phrasal verbs, expressions, idioms. These things are necessary for that.
Yes, they are. They are very necessary. So here's a grading rubric. In this grading rubric, you can find on all of the Cambly IELTS exam practices, just to remind you of what you need to be focused on when you're practicing for the test. So for the highest score, you are very natural pauses like a native would have. Your lexical resource, your flawless specialized vocabulary, so your vocabulary is pretty high, and you're nearly 100% accuracy in grammar, okay? And then your pronunciation as well. You're easy to understand and it's effortless, okay? And then when you're talking, if you make a lot of pauses, like this, if you make a lot of pauses, you may get a slightly lower grade, okay? And then almost flawless, but you can still pass the exam with this. What I suggest to people is if you have a few pauses, it's okay. Even native speakers like myself, I give speeches all the time and I still pause. Sometimes you need to think about what you're saying. But what they're looking for are abnormally long pauses because people are translating in their head and they don't realize how long the pause is, because in your brain is still thinking and doing a lot of things, but to us, we can't hear what you're thinking. So this is why. Okay?
You are invisible now.
Say it one more time.
I can't see you.
Oh, sometimes if the connection is not strong, the video will turn off in order to enhance the voice. This way, but once the connection improves, the video will return.
Okay. I want to ask you about sorry, about the intonation, stress, then the what can I say? That proper stress and the rhythm of the sentence. Is it necessary in IELTS exam?
I think it is because it helps it to sound more fluent. It helps with the fluency of it. And these things, when we're speaking native speakers, this is part of delivery of your message, whatever you're trying to say. And how you say something is just as important as what the actual words of what's coming out of your mouth as well. Okay? Yeah.
Okay, one more question I want to ask. Today I told one of my friends that today I have joined Cambly, and she told me that she want to learn American accent. So she was asking like, okay, is there specific course like to learn the American accent? Is it there in the Cambly?
No, there's no course there on Cambly. What you can do if you want, all of the teachers, they have labels and it lets you know where they're from. So me, of course, I'm American.
No, but she wanna learn the proper American phonetics, vowels and diphthong, monophthong, and the consonant sounds because there is a lot of difference between American and British accent. So she's a fan of American accent.
Mhm.
So she wanna learn it. So she just told me that you can ask.
Well, that's what I was saying. In the Cambly, there's nothing specific that tells you these lessons are for people with one accents. There's no thing on there for that. So these lessons, like what we're looking at here, it won't change your accent. What will help is when you get a tutor who's an American tutor, because when you're practicing and we're correcting your pronunciation, we're going to do it based off of the American accent. If you have a British tutor, they're going to do it based off of British accents. Okay. And so this is the best way. And it's just like, I grew up in America. I learned to speak with American accent and pronounce words based on how I hear them. And when you're learning words, you're going to learn them based on how you're hearing them. Okay? Yes. And this also pertains to when you're learning English. If you're watching American movies versus British movies, these things will help you because you're listening to how the words are said and you will repeat it this way, just like a child. Okay? All right. And again, here, you can review all the words here to help you, phrasal verbs, phrases and collocations, and linking words. And these are phrases, things that you should try and practice. And when you're practicing English here on Cambly and outside of Cambly, try to use these words. Maybe write them down, put them in your phone, and look at them periodically throughout the day so that you can try to remember some of the words. Okay?
Okay. Okay. There is a specific vocabulary for the IELTS exam?
No, this is not specific vocabulary for the IELTS exam. There's no specific words that you have to use. The thing is how advances your vocabulary, and what words are most comfortable for you. Just like me as a native speaker, my vocabulary is very advanced, but there's some words that I feel more comfortable using that are just better for me in the way in which I speak versus some other people. And so you need to find the phrases and the words that are best suited for you. And a lot of the time, this happens based on your profession. The conversations you have, you will tend to use more words that are more commonly used in your profession. You will use those more often, so you'll feel more comfortable using those words as well.
Okay. And one more thing I have learned I have listened on YouTube that if you are gonna give IELTS for the studies, then you will have to choose academics, and if you are gonna choose it for the for job, I think you wanna move to abroad for a job, then you have to choose as a general. Am I right?
That one I'm not 100% sure of. I know when you're studying, a lot of universities like mine, I'm studying abroad, but I'm doing my classes in English. So for students who did not come from native speaking English countries, the university specified what type of IELTS exam they needed. And then there's certain jobs. My background is in HR management. I'm a slightly older student. I'm doing my master's degree. But my company, when we hired employees from other countries, they would specify what they wanted, a TEFL, an IELTS, and what kind they wanted. And every company is different. So if you're doing that, make sure you find out what they require. Some will take all the different exams. They don't care. It just depends on where you're going. Okay? Yeah. Okay. And may I ask, why are you taking the IELTS? Sorry.
Actually, I haven't decided to move any country. But I just thought that if I do IELTS and take IELTS test, definitely my English is gonna improve a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My reading skill, my speaking skill,
Mm-hmm.
my listening skill is going to improve a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought that I'll take that test because in advanced English course I had joined, but I didn't get whatever I want. It doesn't meet my expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought if I study IELTS, definitely I'm gonna improve my English to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
I'll raise the bar of my English level. So I thought it will be better for me.
Okay, very good, very good.
Because I'm watching Cambly since a long time. I saw that people are coming on the Cambly and they are just talking on random topics, not much means like their daily routine or their hobbies and all that. And many times I notice that same person talking same thing daily. If their plan is for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, first 5 minutes they will talk on same topic about their hobbies and why they are learning and this
So,
and that, blah blah
so
blah. So I thought it means not that much useful. If you set a target that I want to achieve that thing and you work towards this, or if you tell your tutor clearly what you expect from them,
mm-hmm.
so it will be better. And many times, one more thing I noticed that when tutor, means when students are speaking, their pronunciations are not proper, they are making grammatical mistakes. But I expect that my tutor should correct me with my pronunciation,
Mm-hmm.
or with my grammatical mistakes, with my intonation.
Mm-hmm.
So means if we join family, so we are expecting that we have to improve. We should improve a little bit. But I noticed this thing. I don't know should I talk or not on this, but I noticed this thing.
No, you are actually 100% correct. So what I do is I ask my students normally, I will say, well, what is your purpose? Because I have some students, they just want to talk and they like to practice their English. They don't want to be experts. They just want to be able to communicate when they meet someone. And some of them just do it because it's fun for them to learn languages. They're not doing it to pass a test or anything. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I have some students, what I will do is I will have a different conversation with them daily. So I have this site here that I use with my students, and we will pick a new topic every day.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and when we pick the topic, you can click on one and it has a list of questions. And what I like to do is I'll ask you why. And I want people to give explanations. When you're answering a question in English, you should be able to say who, what, when, where, how, and why. If you're not able to answer all of these questions effectively, you're still not at a advanced level of communication in English. And a lot of students, I will say, well, what do you like to do for your hobbies? I like everything. So I go, you can't like everything. Be able to explain
Uh-huh.
it
Exactly.
and communicate effectively what it is that you want to do. I also use a different site where I will show you this one as well, where we read different articles every day. And I have the students read it to me so we practice pronunciation, and then I make them explain the article to see if they understood the article correctly, and then we discuss the articles together. It's loading really slowly, sorry.
Great, great.
Okay, so this site here, they post new articles daily and they have different levels. Like this is a 9. It goes from 5 to 10. 5 is the easiest and 10 is the most difficult. And when you open the article, again, it's moving a little slow. Okay. When you open the article, it always starts with new vocabulary, where it'll have the word and the definition. And it uses
Yeah.
the word in a sentence so that you can see how it's used. And all the words that are introduced at the beginning are always in the article below.
Okay. Can I get this article?
Yeah, I'll share the link with you so that you can see all the different articles that they have. And like I said, they post new articles daily. And then we read the article together. Sometimes students read the articles before they come to class, and then we just discuss. And if they have questions about something they didn't understand, we will focus on just the parts that they don't understand. And then at the end, there's discussion questions. And so we use these questions to guide our conversation, but sometimes we go off into completely different other conversations or have our own questions that are not listed here. And we use this to have complete conversations and give our full thoughts and opinions on everything. But yes, I'll be more than happy to share these links with you so that you can use them on your own.
I have a question that I just started Cambly, but I had not made a reservation, and I got automatically connected with you. But I want to learn British accent, or I'm not interested in accent, but I want neutral accent. And I'm working in the education field, so we follow the British phonetics. So if I want to talk with the British people, so means I'll have to make reservations with them before, at least before 1 or 2 days. Am I right?
If you have to make reservations before, if you want to meet with a specific teacher. But when you sign on, usually there should be someone from Britain who's available. That you can be able to talk to. The thing is, is it a teacher that you like? You won't know until you speak to them. But if you have a teacher that you meet that I like this teacher and I only want to work with this teacher, or some students have 2 or 3 teachers and they only use those 2 or 3 teachers, you can make an appointment with them a day or 2 ahead of time. Yeah.
I was just trying to make an appointment before 1 hour, but I was unable because it was showing tomorrow's date, 26th. So I thought that I should make a reservation at least before 1 day.
Yeah, it has to be at least 1 day. Some teachers sign up, like we can do on call. So some teachers will say, okay, I'll be on call for this whole day. And if that teacher's on call for the whole day, then you can schedule, like, I think 1 hour later. They won't let you do it like right 5 minutes later. It has to be like an hour or 2. So if I sign up, I can come on call for like 1 hour or 2 hours, or I can decide to go on call for 8 hours. But then I also have my set schedule for the week. And so if I just happen to be at home, like today, I just happen to be at home kind of bored. so I did a few extra hours, and you have that option. But if this teacher didn't schedule themselves on call for just the day, you have to do it in advance, 24 hours or more.
When you are getting bored, you are killing 2 birds in a stone. You are talking to the different people from different countries, and you are entertaining yourself.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, this is true. I actually really like it because I learned so many different things about different cultures and, different everything. And I've been learning a lot about the governments in different places, because in America, they really focus on American government, American politics, and they don't talk too much about what's happening in other countries. And by speaking to different students, I get to do that. Sometimes you'd be surprised on how many people say, "Oh, I don't watch the news. I don't know. I don't follow government. I don't do anything." And I go, "Well, what do people do all day?"
But nowadays, watching news means like they are showing a negativity towards you. So don't feel like watching the news and all those kind of stuff. Instead of doing other things, I think it's more entertaining for us. Or hang out.
I will ask them. I'll ask, what's interesting. Tell me something interesting that's new happening in your city. And I know I might be a little clouded because I'm from Los Angeles. There's always something new in Los Angeles. In other cities, it's not as much. But what I started doing is in between calls when I'm waiting for a student, sometimes from countries where I get most of my calls from, which is usually Turkey, China, Saudi Arabia. I will look up the latest news for the day and find out what's interesting and what's happening, and then I can discuss those things with.
Okay. You might have spoken to so many Indian students also. Am
I
I right?
do, but not as many. I think maybe it's the time of day I normally sign in. I don't get as many students from India, but I know there
Okay, okay. I just want to know one
are.
thing. I have watched many videos of non-native speakers also. When they speak English, they speak like Britishers or Americans or Canadians. But when Indians speak English, they speak in a very different tone, or like they made the Indianism of so many words. But people from China, people from other Hong Kong, other non-native speaking countries, they speak very proper English. I watch them on YouTube and all that. And Indians comparatively, they speak in a very different accent or tone. So why it is so?
I don't know why in your videos you've seen that, because I have, it's common, it's for me anyway, it's the similar across the board. I have students from China who their English is horrible. And then I get a lot of students also, though, what happens because China and in Saudi Arabia, in a lot of Arabic countries, they start teaching English in like second year 2 or year 3 of children's school. And they learn it every year from year 2 or 3 till they graduate high school. The problem with a lot of the students is the schools focus mainly on grammar and reading, and they don't practice speaking. So a lot of the students will call in and they're shy because they don't practice speaking enough. And then once they do practice speaking, they're quite good at it because they have had 9, 10 years of grammar practice. And so this might be part of the reason. Mhm.
Okay.
But it just,
Okay. Our time is running. We left with 2 minutes only. So I wanna ask you a question. We are speaking since last half an
mhm.
hour. So I want to know about my level. Can you tell me what's my level? It's like A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. I have seen on YouTube and all those things. So I just want to know about
I would say
myself.
you're like a upper intermediate, like maybe a B to C1 ish, because your vocabulary is kind of basic. I haven't heard you use many advanced vocabulary words, but you're able.
Uh, be,
Mhm.
Before joining IELTS or before joining Cambly, I was thinking like maybe it will be the wastage, or I'm able or not to cope up with that IELTS
Mhm.
course. So I had that kind of confusion.
Mhm. Again, I will focus more on in strengthening your vocabulary. And there are a few grammar mistakes I've heard you made, but that doesn't seem to be your issue, at least from what I could hear. The more I would talk to you, the better feel I would be able to get. But definitely maybe enhance your vocabulary a little bit because it's still kind of basic. But you sound good and you're able to communicate everything that you're thinking. So that's that.
What about my pronunciations? Is it okay?
Yeah, your pronunciation is fine. I know in the rubric it talks about the accent. Your accent is still really strong, but pronunciation and communication is more important than the accent. I wouldn't worry about that as much. Mhm.
Okay. Should I work on my accent?
Yeah, you can work on the accent because the accent does definitely affect how you pronounce the words. But again, I can hear every word clearly, and I haven't really had to, I didn't feel the need to
Yeah.
check your correct anything that you said with pronunciation, anyways.
Because clear pronunciations are more
Yeah.
important, I think, than
Hmm.
accent and all that.
Exactly. It definitely is. Okay. Well, our time is almost up. It was very nice meeting you today. I hope I was helpful in information and good to you.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah, I got the information whatever I had
okay.
expected. And thank you very much for all the